right, Paul Roberts here at Conscious Counseling 101. This is the wall that I touched to start off with the touch the wall philosophy that I formulated about 35 years ago. You start anywhere you want to on the beach, whatever you think you're capable of, try to be right, and you touch this wall, you run all the way. You never say, oh, I think I've done enough for today. You never turn around and say, oh, I'll run on the way back. Or you never say, oh, I'll walk, whatever. You set out to run, and then you do. And you don't stop until you touch the wall. Now, I made the determination today that I'm going to touch the wall, and then I'm going to run back. So it only took me about 15 minutes to get here. Boy, I used to think this was a long way. But now that I run up to about 7 miles at a time, I figure, well, 15 minutes is nothing. But you know, perspective can change over the time, depending on how much you put into something. When you put a lot into Conscious Counseling 101, and the tools we talk about here, about perspective counseling and such, you're going to have the same type of growth, to the point where I now can run way farther than this. I'm still just doing this because I'm visiting here. I'm visiting here right now. I realize now that I've applied myself not only to Conscious Counseling and Heightened Conscious, but I realize that I've applied myself to my exercising and my running. So it's nice to go back to where you were and compare where you are now for perspective. And that really can help reassure you that you're getting somewhere. So I encourage you to do that. Don't be afraid to start, but then once you do start, try going back where you were originally and comparing. Obsessive compulsiveness is not good if it doesn't work, if it controls you. If you control it and put it in there for a tool for you, then it's good. And this I use as a tool. It makes me not quit when I'm tired. And I use this in a lot of things. I use it, I did a video on alcoholism. How not to become an alcoholic. Set parameters up for you so you can enjoy all the things in life that are good, but don't abuse them and don't let them tell you when they start to hit you and give you indicators of what it would like from you. Don't let them speak to you. You speak to them. And if you can't do it with serious discipline, then do it with rigidity and obsessive compulsiveness. But don't use that in all the aspects of your life. Only use it where you know it'll work for you. This is a perfect example. See the alcohol video for another good example of how the touch the wall philosophy can help you. And as always, if you have other things you'd like me to talk about, I can apply this principle or others to whatever it is that you're undergoing in life, and we can get you on the road to a good, positive perspective that can help you in all the ways of your life, both non-physical realm and physical realm. Sometimes I say, every single thing you need to know is contained on purpose in every single video. I might miss a few things, but the basic idea is always there. Touch the wall philosophy. Setting your sights a little bit at a time, and when you start, you go to the wall to touch it, and you come back without changing your mind on it, letting your body wear you down, letting your conscious or your lower mentality or life's obstacles get in the way and wear you down. You set out to do it, and you do it. And you do it in small increments, whatever you think you can do. So we just touched the wall after about a 20-minute run, and then I said I was going to run to the other side, all the way to the other side of the beach, and of course I would touch the wall. Now this is one of those situations where you say, wait a minute, the wall's not there, what do I do? Basically, I know that this is where the wall was, right down those people right there, because this is where I used to park my Dodge Charger, right here, under these trees, before these rocks were here, and there was a wall right up there. And that's the wall that I sat on when I first said that I love my now wife 35 years ago. And at the time, I actually didn't say I love you straight like that. I said, I've never had these feelings before. I think I love you. And I had nothing to compare it to. And sure enough, it was true, I did. And I started right then. I don't know if you've ever heard this, but when man finds a treasure in the field, he sells everything he has to buy that field. And the treasure and the field is his. And what I did was I started out a long time ago, 35 years ago, to put us on the right tracks so that love would foster a relationship that would last throughout our lives. There was no option to opt out of it. What we did was we said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the highest teachings we can possibly come to. We're going to learn from those, and then we're going to help each other by teaching, and we're going to learn and go even farther, heightened conscious. So we started out looking at Jesus' teachings because we couldn't find anything in there that was negative to anyone. Now, of course, you will find things that are negative if you misinterpret them, and you'll find things negative in the Bible, in the Old Testament, and the New Testament, but you won't find anything in Jesus' teachings that will ever lead you astray, that will ever do anything but give you the absolute best life possible. We made vows to one another that we'd study those teachings and we'd learn from them and grow and apply all our life's efforts to those teachings. So That's what we've done. Now, I, unfortunately, can't look into her soul completely because we're still two entities, even though we're growing together as one. But I know that there have been times when I've felt as though she wasn't doing that to the level that I wanted her to do that. Rather than giving up, I kept touching the wall. I kept doing it myself, and it's taken me to a higher level than I would have if I had just given up. And it's kept us together. Basically, in some ways, I've had to carry where she's at for a while and grow to a higher level and offer what I have to her. That's been hard for me because I don't have another place of reassurance other than our relationship. And of course, my faith in God through Jesus' teachings and whatever my heightened consciousness can bring to me. So that makes it a little bit difficult from time to time when I'm on my own, because we need to hone one another based on what we do together. Sometimes that's absent. But what I've done in my life, and you can do too, even if you're with someone else, I can help in marital counseling, I can help with relationship counseling, I can help with a lot of things like that, because even if you're having difficulties with the other person, you need not trash the whole thing, and it doesn't need to thrive at every single moment in the way you think it should in order for you to gain benefit and for you to self-grow and heighten your conscious. You can do that regardless, and I can teach that because I've been through it, I'm going through it, and I can help you with that in any way. Here we are 35 years later, and we're at the beach, and this is where I first told my wife that I loved her, and I've been dedicating my life to her ever since. Now we have a family, successful children, everything that anybody could possibly look at is there, and just as it should be. So that's a positive, right? But it's not always a positive to someone that can fathom the infinite and know how much farther mankind is capable of going. It's also not a positive when you've already heightened yourself to the level that it's very difficult to find another person that can help you in any way. So you really can feel like an island from time to time, only based on your faith and whatever your partner can give you. I can help you through those difficult times. I can help you find blessing and growth and heightened conscious development. A way to find yourself through life's difficult circumstances, in any difficult circumstances that you may have, and any vices or other obstacles that life may throw at you, through different perceptions that we can hone and change and alter through perspective counseling. We can show you always another way to look at what you're going through. And when we do that, you can free yourself up to help yourself. And when you help yourself within, through your consciousness and your mentality, outward signs start to change, regardless of your circumstances in life or even someone that you're with. You hold those things until someone that you're with or that comes to you or that you go to finds themselves worthy to understand what it is that you hold. And at that time, just like the Boy Scout, always be prepared, you're ready to hand that out and reveal it. And when that time comes, you'll be glad that you've done all this masterworks of yourself. This is what I'm doing right now. I've been doing it through conscious counseling for 15 years or more, but I've been doing it a lot longer than that. I just didn't call it conscious counseling and label it and define what the parameters were of it and try to lock down the tools to share with others until about 15 years ago or so. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm not a marketer, and I really don't want to market, but I'd like people to help me. If you've been helped in any way, I'd like you to help me to point others to the positive things that I can help with. I'd like to end with this mantra that I came up with the other day. Just hit me like a lightning bolt when my son was going through something difficult. It was a small little thing, but to him it was big. I won't go through this. I'll do this in another video. But basically, the final thing that I came to was, listen, if everyone doesn't let you down a little bit, then you're not high enough. So when you get to the point where you can't find help from anyone else, you know you arrived at a place of heightened conscious. You can still go much higher from there, but I don't want you to get down. When you see that everybody lets you down, realize that you're high, and that's why. You need to worry if people don't let you down, and you start looking at people as heroes, and you start looking at people for guidance and help. That's when you need to worry, because that means you're lower, and you're looking outside yourself. That's when you need to worry, because you can bring on the slings and arrows that anybody that might help you, including myself, might hurt you through those means. So I always caution you to not do what I say, but to research it, try it out, see where it takes you, and have the growth come from your own consciousness and your own life circumstances and your own decisions, your own research and your own study. It's very important for you to realize that. Otherwise, you can take on problems that others are struggling with and haven't resolved them, and then they become yours. And then it's even harder to figure it out because you didn't get it yourself. You got it from some other source and you don't know how. And that's what's really tricky. So this is all for today. I touched the wall on the one end of the beach. I touched the wall on the other end of the beach, which isn't there, but I know where it is because of this tree. And now I'm going to run back. I took a break on both sides because I'm doing these videos today. I said I would do that and I'm doing that. Other than that, I am going running straight, hour and 15 minutes or so by the time I'm done. And that's not much of a run anymore for me. But that just goes to show, when you take and you overlay what you're doing now at a different place where you used to do it, you can see the changes and the growth. You'll learn to do that through your perspective counseling mentality that you develop in your heightened consciousness. You'll overlay it where you used to be in other places in your life. You'll be able to monitor the growth and change, and you'll be able to take yourself to a new level, and you'll be able to be reassured to do that because you'll see where you were, you'll remember what you've done, and you'll see where you are. And that will reassure you and give you the strength that you need. When you're alone sometimes or another person can't help you, fear not. That's when you have the best chance of really heightening your conscious because you know that you're doing it. And that's the most important thing. Signing off, Paul Roberts, Conscious Counseling 101.